slides this time. And I hope that's the process. Yeah.
You need to be another trust fall line?
No trust falls today.
What's the intro today?
The intro, not going to be trust fall or life, whatever the word is.
Life-threatening.
Life threatening. This isn't working. Welcome to week 3 of Good Father.
Woo!
Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Good, how are you?
You're tired? Who else is tired? Raise your hand. Who's hungry? There's pizza back there. Why did you guys eat it? Alright. Well, I think there's more for after. There's like 2 pizzas back there. Yeah. Okay, so this is week 3. Week 1 was what?
Good father.
Nice!
That was good. Who's your daddy? Yeah. It was not called that. Do not spread that rumor. That was Tina.
Gina.
Hey, I don't claim it. Who do you follow? What God do you follow?
What God are you following?
I was close.
Yes. And what was that about? What did we talk about in week 1? Dallas?
You like rule your mind, like fear is the God that you're following.
Yeah. God's not in the business of fear, doubt, sorrow, worry, sadness, stuff like that, right? Our God's a God of joy, peace, happiness, and fullness. Correct?
Yep.
Good. So that was week 1, essentially. Week 2. What was week 2 last week?
Trust and faith.
Trust and faith. The trust fall happened. What was the trust fall even about? We're talking about the trust fall about a lot, but why did Lex climb on 3 stools and fall off of them?
This is crazy.
What is it?
So you could show us how easy it is to fall when you can see, but it's not so easy when you want to.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
5 minutes on that.
What else did you guys grab from that trust fall? Because there was a lot in that. Walk by faith and not sight. Okay. One more. Morgan? You raised your hand. I saw it. You forgot?
You're crazy.
That I'm crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
The whole getting up there took the trust, right? What required the faith?
Falling.
Falling, correct? Faith requires action. Faith requires movement, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That was week 2, and we're in week 3. And I always try to come up with a subtitle, and this week's subtitle is Friend.
Is that what you have to do, best friend?
Yep.
Because I gave you
Everything goes together here. But I need your guys' full attention, okay? Okay? Because I'm a little scattered. I'm sweating. I'm scattered. I should have peed before I came up here. But
I can do stand up as you go pee.
But let's get started, okay? That was my intro. Underwhelming. Yeah.
Whoa!
We're going to just dive right into it today, and there's going to be a lot of stuff, okay? So let's pray. Father God, I pray this every Thursday, and just use me. Use me as your puppet. Speak through me, because I'm not very smart, and you're very smart. And God, just convict us where we need to be convicted tonight. Pierce our hearts tonight, and speak to each and every one of us tonight. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen? So, as we know, Jesus came to heal the sick, right? He did not come for the healthy people, right? Because they don't need a doctor. Like any good doctor, they come and try to make someone better, right? That's who Jesus is. He's a great physician, correct? So we're all on the same page there. But the cool part about Jesus is that he actually came down and gave his entire life to save us. Okay? Our good Father gave his one and only Son, dropped him on the earth, and said, "Save my people." And guess what he did? And we'll talk about that at the end too. Okay? So, if you don't know that, wait for me, stay with me till the end. Okay? But as we know, our Father's a really good Father, right? He loves us deeply. And he's got the entire universe to worry about But guess what? He focuses on us. He wants relationship with us. He wants to be intimate with us. And I'm going to try to follow along with this outline. But I always fail at that, you guys know. God made the universe. He made the stars. He made the plants. He made the trees. He made the birds. He made everything in existence. But yet He reaches down and touches us. And wants to be intimate with us. He wants to be in relationship with us and us only. Is that the point?
Yeah.
Really? Really? He provides for the animals and birds, yeah. And He wants to be intimate with us. That's our first little slide there. Thank you. He's so good that He decided on in the entire universe that He wants to focus on little Lex and little Ellie and little Dallas, even though he's not so little. But He wants to focus on us. That's amazing. That's a good father, right? Say, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome father. And sometimes we can't understand it. And wherever we're at today, that's got to be good news. You know, if life is a bummer right now, that's still good news. That still should give you peace of mind that the creator of the universe still cares about you. That should still give you peace of mind. And if life is good, guess what? Life's even better because now you know that truth. That our God is so good that He reaches down and touches each and every single one of us. Cool? We're going to focus on 2 words today. First word is going to be abide. Second word is going to be intimate. Yes? Intimacy and abide are going to be the 2 words that we're going to focus on today. So if you guys would, let's turn to John chapter 15. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. If you have the page number, yell it out.
598.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
I'm absolutely positive.
All right. James 15.
It's John 15.
Did I say James?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was just
there's no James 15. You're right. John 15. James 15. This guy's dumb. What's he doing? James, all right, I'm doing it again. John 15. You guys put it in my head.
If you want James, come Sunday
Gee
morning. I
whiz.
got it.
Exactly. We're going to be in verses 7 through 15. And guys, I always say this at the end, but if you guys don't have a Bible, or if you guys know a friend that doesn't have a Bible, take the Bible that is in your hand right now and give it to them, or take it for yourself. Not your phone. Don't give away your phone if that's what you're using. I am not responsible for that if your parents come to me. And not your own Bible either. Gosh, you guys.
You're busted.
I know. I need to just settle down. Okay, who wants to read 7 through 15 in John 15? Go ahead.
If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whether you wish and it will be given to you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, allowing yourselves to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you, and remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father I have made known to you.
Well, I should have checked what kind of Bible is that? It's the one I put on every single seat. It's hilarious. Well, in my Bible, it says abide
Yeah.
5 times. It does?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading out of ESV. My entire, next 30 minutes is gone. I'm just kidding. But in my Bible, it says abide 5 times. So it must be pretty important, right? That word must be of some significance, because this is Jesus talking. So whatever Jesus says is a pretty big deal, right?
When he repeats words, it's also.
When he repeats words. He said remain a bunch right in there, in there, right, Connor?
Yeah.
Remain a ton. And I like translated it into remain because I was going to walk you through that and maybe help, but now I can't.
It's God's plan.
Yeah. He always likes to mess with me while I'm up here because he knows I'm like really uncomfortable. So,
It's just making it easy.
what does the word abide mean? Does anybody know what the word abide means? Dallas, I was calling you. Connor?
To remain, to stay, or to submit.
Blake!
Well, you said abide.
It's not just God.
Hey, I'm trying not to fall behind on your slides, okay?
Yeah, you're right, Connor. That's what it means. It means to remain, to stay, to submit. Oh, golly. I was telling Becca before this that I was so pumped to teach this, and now I'm like, okay, where's the next punch? So I was going to translate it, but whatever, we're going to skip that because you already read it with the translation. But maybe I'll read my translation. Let's do that. Yeah, that's the definition for abide. I'm all over the place. Father, help me. Okay, so here's my version. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. Just as I kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that may be... hold on. I just completely lost my spot. This is hilarious.
It's 11. You're halfway through 11.
Gosh. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone may lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for the servants don't know their master. But I have called you my friends, for all that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. So abide is mentioned a ton, so it's important, okay? 5 times. I counted 5 times. It's in there 5 times. So what is Jesus saying in there? He's like, abide, do this, and then you'll be in my love, and then this, and you'll be in this love. What is he actually saying there? Does anybody know? Dallas?
If you constantly stay in the Word, Bible, and stay in prayer, abiding in him, then his Spirit will abide in you.
Okay, cool. What else? Anybody else have a thought? I like it when you guys participate because then it makes me feel like you guys are actually paying attention.
I keep hearing follow my commandments.
Follow my commandments. Cool. What else?
Stay with him.
Stay. Okay. What was the last part?
With him.
Stay with him. Okay. Don't stray. I had something similar. I said, remain in him and he will show you what joy really means. And I think that might be another point. If it's not, it should
Yeah,
be.
you would make them.
Remain in him and he will show you what joy really means. If you remain in God and stand firm in his promises, he will show you what life is supposed to be like. Because the cool thing in Genesis, it talks about God creating the earth, and he says he made the heavens and the earth. The heavens and the earth. That's it. Which gets you thinking, right? Where did hell come from? He couldn't even make hell because it was so evil. And he's so good. He only could make fullness and goodness, right? Out of heaven and earth. But then you're probably asking, why did he put a bad tree on the planet? Is anybody thinking of that? Why would he put a bad tree, and is he tempting us with this bad tree? Is that what he's doing? Anybody have, I don't know why you guys are raising your hand, but go ahead.
Alright. I think he put it there so that way he could test us and see if we go back to him after leaving him.
Okay. Same thing?
Yeah, test.
A test?
Let's say we just a choice, either follow him or go our own way.
Exactly. You guys are like reading my notes.
Really?
Why am I even up here? It's hilarious. You should Because if God made us only with one option and it was just to be good, then we'd just be a bunch of robots shuffling around the earth, and that's all we know how to do. I'm a good person, blah, blah, blah. That's all you do. But He gave us the choice. He gave us the choice to abide in Him or abide in the world. He gave us that choice. No, He's not tempting us. It might be a test. I don't even like to call it a test. I think He's giving us a choice instead of just having us wander around the earth, just doing good because that's all we know how to do. Because that would be lame, right? If we didn't have a choice to eat the Butterfinger or the Snickers, and it was just always Snickers, He wanted us to personally choose, right? And that's incredible, right? That's amazing. He wanted to give us the choice to choose God or choose evil, and that's what He did. So what Jesus is talking about, if we remain and abide in Him, then we are choosing to be in relationship with Him instead of opposition to Him. God calls us to abide in Him, correct? He's a relational God. And as I was reading through this and as I was preparing for this, verse 15 really stood out to me. And it says, "No longer are you servants, but you are my friends." So the breakout question was all about friends, right? You guys have a really good friend that knows everything about you? Yeah? Do you have a really good friend that you can tell everything to? Do you guys have a really good friend that knows your deepest, darkest secrets?
What secrets? Oh, don't even lie. But
Do you guys have a friend that you talk to every single day?
Yep.
That's the same kind of intimacy that our God wants with us. He doesn't want slaves, or else He would have just put the one good tree on it. He doesn't want slaves. He wants us to be friends. We have a God that we can tell everything to. We have a God that knows all of our deepest, darkest secrets. And we have a God that talks to us every single day. It's just a matter of if we are listening. God loves us. But it still stood out to me that you are no longer servants. No longer? What does no longer mean, guys? No longer servants, but you are my friend now. Alice, I always call on you. Anybody else?
Brandon's
So that means we were slaves at one point, right? You guys ever feel like you're a slave? No?
I feel like I'm slaves to my parents. God.
Nice. I just don't get why He said it like this. Why no longer? Why did He say you are no longer a slave, you are no longer a servant? What's this all about? Do you guys know where Galatians is? Could someone turn to Galatians chapter 4?
646.
646, chapter 4, read verse 7, Jacob, really loud.
So you are no longer a slave, but a son. And since you are a son, God has made you also an heir.
There it is again. You are no longer a slave, but you are a son. You are a friend. You are a daughter. You are a friend because of what God's doing. Do we realize that if we're not abiding in Jesus, then we are slaves to something else? You ever thought of that? If we're not completely abiding in what the Lord has for us, then we're slaves to something else. Something else is consuming our minds. If we are not intimate with God, then we are slaves to something else. Like the song says, yeah, we sing that song all the time. We are no longer slaves to fear, but I am a son of God. We are no longer slaves. If we have not given our lives to Christ, then we are slaves to something else. Whether it is self-image, whether it is depression, whether it is porn, whether it is self-acceptance, whatever it is, we can be a slave to that, right? Really easily. And I'd even go as far as if we are slaves to that stuff, we are not fully abiding in what the Lord has for us. Ouch, right? Sorry. Not sorry. If that stuff is consuming us, if we are enslaved, if we are shackled down by that stuff, we are not fully abiding in what the Lord has for us. God isn't in the business of slavery. And I always use this cold stone analogy. God isn't cold stone. Walk with me through this. You're not walking up to the glass of God and picking what you want out of it. Not walking up, okay, I want Butterfingers on my sundae. I want whatever it is on my sundae. God's not in the business of that. God's in the business of you as a little kid who finally got a soda cup from his parents and is going to every single one and filling it up because you want the fullness of the almighty soda machine. Right? Because we wanted it all. We couldn't just pick one. We wanted every single one because we finally got a soda. I remember as a kid, I would do that. Because I couldn't pick which one I wanted, and it was a rare occasion when I got soda as a kid. You know, so I wanted every single one. That's what our God is. Why don't we do the same with our God? Why don't we want the fullness with our God? Why do we want the fullness of our God? God is the perfect sundae. God's the perfect mixture of all the fountain drinks. He's everything that we could ever ask for. He is fullness. He's the definition of joy. If you're struggling today, He's your joy. Turn to Him, not something else. If you put all your eggs in a basket in something else, I'm sorry, that's not joy. You can only find full joy in our Creator, in our God. And how cool is it that our God wants to be friends with us? Have you guys ever had a friendship where you're the only one trying? You're the only one reaching out to that person and saying, hey man, let's hang out. Hey man, let's do this. Hey man, I'll take you to lunch just so I can hang out with you. You guys ever done that? Maybe not the lunch part because that might be creepy for the guys. But like the one-sided relationship, I've experienced a lot of this. You think you're doing that with God today? Not putting everything you have, holding on to all your might with what the Creator has for you, the fullness of what our God has for you. Because it's cool, God still calls us a friend even if we don't call Him a friend. Because God still knows everything about us. Where we fall short is not knowing everything about Him. Right? I talked a couple weeks ago that God even pays attention to when you're brushing your hair and those hairs fall out, He still knows the amount of hairs on your head. That's weird, it's creepy, but it's amazing that our God cares that much when He has everything else to worry about. He He cares about specifically you. And wants to be in a relationship with you. You guys get that? You asking me, like, how? How do I get there? How do I walk in that fullness, Lex? Maybe? I hope so, because the rest of this is trash and we should just worship again. But I'd say step one is you have to accept Jesus. I mean, that's the start, right? You have to truly accept Jesus. I told you I'd get to this point, and our Father is so good that He sent His Son, right? Our Creator is so loving that He sent His Son to regain us back, to give us that option to be in unity with Him again, to be intimate with Him again, to be in friendship with Him again. And Jesus came down on this earth and lived a perfect life. And was it always easy for Jesus? I think we get this notion in our head that it was always easy for Jesus. But Jesus was tempted. Jesus was tested. And Jesus was beaten up for what He was doing. Is that easy? And we're bummed, and this is a little rant, so I'm sorry, but not sorry, but this is in the word of compassion, so just hear it. And we're scared to go talk to our friends about who Jesus is, because of what they're going to think of us. Jesus got the crap beat out of Him. He lived in this world, lived it perfectly, through all the temptation, through all the trial. I mean, He was even tempted by the devil, saying this could all be yours, right? He got through all of that and died for us. He took up His cross, carried it to the top of a mountain, while being kicked, spit on, and whipped for you. For you. For me. And then they drilled nails into His hands and feet. It wasn't like an electric drill, it was hammers. That's insane how much our God cares about us. And His last words on the cross were, "It is finished." Right? What is "it is finished"? What does that even mean? It is finished. Everything is finished. You no longer have to be a slave because it is finished. Your sin, your repentant sin is finished. Your worry is finished. Your fear is finished. Walk in the fullness with me. That's amazing. And that's why we have such a good Father. Because He gave it all for us. Just so in the hopes of us coming back to Him and being in friendship with Him. Just to bring us back into unity, into intimacy with Him. If that's not love, I don't know what is. Okay, so that's step one. You have to know that. You have to know that truth and accept it. And do it today if you haven't done it. Or rededicate it today if you haven't done it. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is abide in Him. Abide in Him. Hang out with Him. Hang out with Him as much as you would your best friend, if not more. And how do you do that? You pray, you fast, you serve Him with the right heart. You read His Word. You go on a walk with Him? You guys ever went on a walk with Jesus? Went on a walk with God? That's nice. Just find a path and just walk. And listen and talk. Maybe don't talk out loud because it'll be a little weird. But talk to Him. He knows your every thought, so you can just think it. Go on a walk with Him. Just spend time with Him. Because that's what friends do, right? And step 3, I always want to encourage you guys to read the Word. Step 3, read the Word, and I'll give you 2 books to start in. You could read the Gospel of John, always a good book. And if not, read Acts. Because what's cool about Acts is Jesus has already ascended into heaven, and now the disciples are figuring out what Christianity is, what following Jesus is without Him holding their hand. So read Acts. It's very cool. I love it. Cool? So walk with Him, abide with Him, hang out with Him. Get to the point in your life where you're calling God a friend because you know Him, opposed to Him just calling you a friend because He knows you. That might be something to write down or tweet later. Get to the point in life where you're calling God a friend. Because you'll experience joy and you'll experience fullness along that journey. Cool? Awesome. Did you guys stand with me? I'm just going to wrap up. And if you guys, maybe you guys have kind of fallen off the map with your pursuit of Christ and with your pursuit of God. I want to always give you guys the opportunity to get back on track, to rededicate yourself. And I don't want this to just be a box checked. I want this to be a start of a new beginning, opposed to just a little, I feel good tonight, so I'm going to do something new. I want this to be a complete stirring in your heart of what Jesus has done for you and how much our God loves each and every one of you, despite of our shortcomings. And that's the cool part. So let's just bow our heads. And if you need to rededicate yourself, well, don't bow your heads yet. If you need to rededicate yourself, or if you need to give your life back to Christ, I just want you to hold your hands out like this. Okay? Once the eyes are bowed. Eyes are bowed? Heads are bowed. Same thing? Alright. Well, go ahead and bow your heads. And if you need to just get back on track, just hold your hands out like this. Rededicate yourself. And I don't want to say a special formula prayer over you. I just want you guys to pray. And I'll close it up. You need to rededicate yourself. Hold your hands out. If you need to give your life to Christ for the first time today, hold your hands out. And just pray. It can be out loud. It's not weird.